Hi, everybody. I wanted to cover a few more questions that Noah and I have received about the course, and hopefully this will help answer a few more questions for those of you who missed out on the Q&A. So the first question that we received, is there a syllabus? I am going to attach in this email our syllabus for level 1 so that you can all read through the different things that we'll be covering and see if there are any additional questions about it after that. The second question that we received, how can this investment benefit me and my clients? So one of the many ways that learning how to do hypnosis can benefit a therapist is, number one, you will have a better understanding of your own body and your own psychology. So you'll have a deeper understanding of how, for instance, pain is associated in the body with emotional stress, because you'll have firsthand experience. So when you're in the class, we'll be doing some practice sessions, and you will probably all have some kind of symptom in your body, and you'll see over the course of the class how the symptom changes. That happens in literally every hypnosis class that I've ever attended. There's usually someone who's got some ache or pain, and it's resolved by the end of the class. So that's one way. Another benefit to taking this class is that, and this ties in with this next question, which is, can I cut back on my body work and still help people? Hypnosis is something that you can do easily online. You can do it in person with someone. Because it's not using your hands, your body gets to have a break. You're not, grinding on people's tissue. It's more restful. It's something that you can do later in life. The only limitation that people have sometimes is when you lose your voice or get a cold, you can't easily do a hypnosis session when your voice doesn't work well. But that's about the only limitation that I've had. I was able to practice hypnosis all during COVID when everything was shut down and I wasn't able to see people in person. I've been able to do hypnosis when I wasn't feeling well and I didn't want to be in the same room with a client and expose them to a potential illness, but I still wanted to work. I still felt well enough to work. So I was able to work via Zoom. And yeah, I think it's something that's good for a person who wants to have a practice later in life. So let's see, what other benefits? I think I think one of the best benefits of doing hypnosis is, for me, has been thinking in a different way about clients, their psychology and their bodies. For many years, when people were coming to me for hypnosis, every time a person came in, I was confronted with something that I had rejected in myself or hadn't thought about in years. People come in with all kinds of feelings and traumas, and it's very easy to relate to them. And what you discover with some time is that the the process of working with clients heals you. And it also gives you lots of ideas for what to do for your own healing. So there's something really like reciprocally healing about working with people over time, seeing them grow and change, and also seeing their struggles reflected, or seeing the struggle in your client and having that reflect back something about you that you need to learn. So that's one of the kind of surprising benefits, is that the more people you see, the more you understand and know about yourself, the more self-aware you can become. And that will translate into knowing more about your various clients when they come in. So the more you know about yourself, and therefore when someone comes in and you're like, oh, this seems like a self-esteem issue, or this seems like an anxiety issue, or this seems like a, limiting belief issue, for example, you'll be able to help people identify those things in themselves and work through them. Let's see, other benefits. This work is never boring. I think people are extremely fascinating. I think people's brains and how they think is really fascinating. And I never find myself not excited to meet someone new and to discover, who they are as a person and what kinds of things that they want to work through. So I think it's a very exciting industry and field to get into. So that's another benefit, and there's more. Um, I think if you look back on the Inner Freedom Technique landing page that we had where you signed up for interest, there is a number of things in there that are benefits to this practice, to learning hypnosis. The next question is, how can I integrate this into my current practice? So basically what I did is I started putting up on my website that I was offering hypnosis, and I did a whole kind of write-up about what that looked like and did the Q&As of, what to expect. And very, very quickly, my practice transitioned into almost entirely hypnosis. Part of that was because I had networked pretty well with other practitioners, and they knew that I was focusing on emotional clearing and were willing to refer clients to me. And part of that was because it was new and some people were interested. It was just a new thing. Um, so integration into your business, what you're practically going to need to do hypnosis is a quiet space if you're going to do it in person. So you're going to need a quiet space that has a table or a recliner or something like that for people to sit in, and a comfortable place for you to sit. So that's if you want to do it in person. You're also going to want to have it be, not a noisy office. If you can't do that in person, I highly recommend doing it on Zoom and just working from home or working from your office with headphones so that the person can hear you clearly, and advising your client who's at home to also use headphones and be in a private space. That's what you need practically. Other than that, I can't think of anything that you need as far as integrating it into your practice. Income growth potential. I think, this question came from a massage therapist. I think massage therapy typically is, the going rate is anywhere from, $50 an hour on the very low range to $150 an hour on the very high range. CRT, or hypnosis, not CRT. We typically charge in our office $135 an hour for no matter what we do. I've seen people charging as high as $200 an hour, which is kind of on the higher end. And there's, of course, even higher than that people will charge in places like New York City or California. You'd have to research your local area. But if you're going to be working online, that you can kind of charge generally what people in the state are charging, which I think is about anywhere from 125 to 175 an hour in Colorado, but it varies a lot. So, I think you can charge a lot more for hypnosis than you can for, your basic spa massage, for instance. How many sessions are expected to see growth in my clients? That was the next question. People will vary a lot in this. I think people most of the time, like 90% of the time, will see a lot of change even in one session. And there are lots of people I see that I only see them for one time, and they don't come again because they have other priorities. Their priority is their body or whatever, they just wanted to try it. That happens sometimes. And so people do experience change even in that one session, and I'll hear back from them saying, like, I feel amazing. All of these things we worked on are no longer a problem for me. Then there are some people who have deeper issues and deeper passions and deeper desires for healing. Some people just want to feel a little better, and some people want to change their life. And so there are some people I've seen once and some people I've seen for 7 years, and I've still seeing them because they have new things that they're working through. They have new layers. But I think on average, most people, when they come to see me, are going to see me for 3 or 4 sessions, and they're going to get through the majority of their presenting concerns in those 3 or 4 sessions. So, will I offer continuing education and support after the class? Yes. So our plan is to set up a community probably through something like Facebook, at least at first, because we don't have the infrastructure for a different kind of message board system where people can regularly ask questions and get feedback, not just from us, but from other practitioners, if that's helpful. So there's going to be the support, and also we're open to questions anytime. If you know Noah and I, you know that we enjoy interacting with our colleagues. We like answering questions and we want to support you. So it will not be a problem for you. You're not going to find that we've disappeared and don't want to help anymore. That's not going to be the issue. Continuing education, yes, we have planned already a level 2 and a level 3, which are going to be 4-day classes that are done at some point next year, probably, because we have to get through a couple level 1s to even run a level 2. So level 2 will be focused on advanced topics, which are going to be like the application of the inner freedom technique with certain kinds of clients who have certain focuses or certain kinds of problems that are not your average problems, or maybe they are your average problems, but they're more, there's just lots to know about them. For instance, I've run into a lot of people who've come out of extreme religions and culty groups. And so I did a whole 1.5 years worth of research on cults. And actually years, I've been interested for years in cults and cult dynamics. I've read lots and lots of books and done lots of research on how to help people come out of brainwashing and come out of indoctrination and influence and control. We're going to be doing a section on sexual abuse and how to work with someone in a very sensitive way who's experienced sexual abuse, and some of the questions that you're going to want to ask that a person with sexual abuse might not be able to articulate. And you might need to ask them a certain kind of question to get the information that you need from them so that you can do the hypnosis with them. Noah's area of expertise is athletic performance. He was a high-level athlete. He played professional sports. And so he has a lot of awareness around not only what it's like psychologically to play sports, but also what it's like to come out of sports and to give up the identity of athlete, or to redefine what it means to be an athlete in later life. We're going to talk in depth about how to work with different physical conditions. We're going to talk about addiction and how to work with people who have addictions and how to be sensitive and how to know when it's safe to work with people with addiction. That's level 2, and there's a few more topics in it. And level 3, we're going to talk a lot about dreams and symbolism and how to help people understand their own dreams, work with them, and also how to use hypnosis to help people progress through the like in partnership with dream work, with dream analysis. That's gonna be a really fascinating class. I can't wait to create it. Let's see. And someone else had the concern that the class might be beyond their ability to learn, and that there will be a necessary foundation of knowledge that you should have before taking the class. I do not think that's going to be an actual reality for anyone who would be interested in taking this class. This class is designed to teach you the basics of hypnosis and to help you not only understand the basics of hypnosis, but also to give you a really well-rounded modality to use, really good scripts that you can use with most people. We're going to talk at length about the assessment process, so how you begin to understand a person and to understand what they're asking for. And if you have any experience at all working with people, literally in any field, you are going to understand a lot about people. You just don't know that you understand so much. So we're going to give you a framework that's very easy to use, that you can use to really work with anyone who shows up. And with exception of a few different sorts of folks, and we will explain the profiles of the people that are more difficult to work with, or the people that you shouldn't work with. There's just a few folks that are not going to be the best candidates for hypnosis, and we will talk to you at length about how to tell who those people are so that you're not in some kind of mystery about it. You don't need to be a psychologist to do hypnosis. You don't need to be a coach or any kind of practitioner at all. You can start the very beginning of your career doing hypnosis. You don't have to be anything before that. You can just be a human. So, and we will give you everything that you need to succeed, including all of the information that you need to know about marketing, legality, how to talk about yourself, how to talk about hypnosis, what it is, what it isn't, the ethics, how to get certified. Like there's going to be so much information in this class. I hope that we can actually fit it all in. I think the manual is at like 95 pages at this point. So, okay, I hope that those questions answered in a convincing way, whatever those questions were. I hope that, let me rephrase that. I hope that I was able to answer your questions in a convincing way. And please let me know if you have more questions. I'm happy to answer them. I'm also happy to chat one-on-one with any of you. So just reach out and let me know that that's what you need. Okay? All right. So much love to you all.